You guys can see. I'm just gonna ask. Can you guys see that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, once you start.
Hello, I'm Jerry, and I am running for Sergeant at Arms. So some quick qualifications is that I am your current fellowship vice president, along with Sabrina Nguyen. And during this time, I basically learned how XCOM works and how to do things in XCOM, as well as basically addressing problems that arise during XCOM. And I've also learned some basic responsibilities that I need for XCOM positions. Furthermore, in the past, I was part of a group called Narcotics Anonymous for Teens. And this is actually a sensitive topic to me, but this is, during this time, I learned how to talk about sensitive problems and awkward things that people don't really like to talk about. And I basically learned how to talk about things without bias and with care. And I've also learned how to take every party's perspective into consideration. So SAA's job is basically to interpret and enforce the bylaws, to create disciplinary actions when needed, and to basically be a mediator between brothers. And for me, honestly, it's not just about being a judge or a cop. For me, it's being that trusted person, that confident that you can trust. So why should you guys trust me with SAA? I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm doing this also for my own benefit because I want to grow as a brother and as a person. I want this position just similar to how I wanted to do fellowship. Prior to fellowship, I was actually extremely disorganized. You can ask Sabrina, I was like really bad at keeping stuff on track. And I knew that if I wanted to do fellowship, I had to get my shit together. So I did fellowship, and in the summer, along with Sabrina, we organized all of our events, and we had 20 of them set down and placed ready. And then by the end of the semester, we have like 35 events, which is actually a lot, so yeah. And right now as SAA, what I want to do is, for myself, I want to learn discipline and self-control. Because as some of you guys might know, I have habits that aren't really good for myself. So I like to do SAA to improve these habits for myself. And honestly, I want to do this because I care about this chapter a lot more than people know. Hell, a lot more than I know, because this chapter means a lot to me. It's not just something I put on my resume, something that's just service hours, so that looks good. It's not just a social group. For me, it's family. And honestly, for me, it hurts a lot when I see my family members argue. So that's why I want to do this. I want to basically hold the integrity of past SAAs like Ben, like Wants, like Ramel. And I just want to do things so I can make sure that none of my family members in this chapter argue, that no brother and sister here has any quarrels with each other. I just want to help us improve as a chapter, as Alpha Phi Omega, as Lambda Mu, and as a family.
So, you have a good scope on what the SAA is supposed to do, and I want to just touch on one part of it, which is the bylaws. Like, how aware are you of like all the different nuances and loopholes that are still in there, and just what the bylaws say overall? Like, how aware are you of everything?
I've been to previous bylaw remediations, particularly this class, or one before this in the summertime. And during bylaw remediation, I kind of got the gist of what every bylaw is about and how bylaw remediation works. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember every exact bylaw word for word. That's like, I'm an English major, but it's like pretty impossible. But I know if I do get the position, I will do my best to know bylaws, not word for word, but in a way that I can interpret and enforce them so that every brother believes that my actions are fair and just. Yeah. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, that's good.
How do you feel about your ability to enforce bylaws against somebody that you're extremely close with?
I honestly can say that I can do things without bias because, as I said in the past, I've been in groups such as Narcotics Anonymous where I learned how to see things, very sensitive things that people don't like to talk about, in the view that I don't consider my own opinion unless I see everyone's perspectives first. So I know that everyone has their own opinions and there's no way I can change that. But it's up to me. Like, if I do win, I know that you guys voted me in because you believe that I can do my job with the utmost decency and with fairness. And as a person, I know that I will not break that trust that you guys have put into me. So it's more of how I believe my own standards to be, and because of previous experiences and qualifications that I know I can do things without discrimination or without bias. Is that?
Elliot?
So, doing SAA requires you to deal with a lot of people's problems that you mentioned earlier too. So, how do you feel like you can handle the stress that goes along with the job? Because I guess it's not only you're dealing with one person, you're dealing with all the people involved. So, how would you do it?
For me, the way I see it, I know it sounds kind of, I guess, different, but I don't see myself as dealing with other people's problems. I see it as dealing with other people's lives. Because I know if I'm voted into this position, you guys put your trust into me so that I have to deal with everyone and their beliefs and their personalities and everything that they trust in here. So the way I see it, if I do get voted in, there's no way in hell that I'm gonna give up halfway because you guys place your trust into me and I don't want to break that trust. And because I kind of see it's not just problems, it's other people's lives. And I do truly care about every brother and sister in this room. So I know that for a fact that I'm not just gonna say halfway, I give up or I'm done. I'm just gonna rush, keep on going and do my best throughout the whole term. And honestly, I have a really good support system. I know every brother, I could trust every single individual in this room, but I have my big and my line who's always there to support me, and Mikado's there to mentor me. And Juan. And Juan. But yeah. Is that
Any more questions?
Chris?
Smallwood?
Do you have any plans or projects that you'd like to implement that we're saying?
Honestly, the way I see it, Juan did a pretty damn good job, especially how he had the Lambda and the Mu thing. But personally, what I like to do is I want to be more out there as SAA. I don't want just if something the way I see SAA, when something does happen, they go to SAA. But I want to be SAA. If I do win that position, I want to be there to constantly ask people and be like, hey, are you guys okay? Hey, is there something wrong? I noticed you're off today. And I know I'm not the most caring people because I'm kind of introvert, but I want to do my best to be for every brother and sister in this room. And that's kind of a way I want to use my committee. I want to use them as my eyes and my ears to be if someone's looking off today or you think someone's feeling off or something's wrong, you can tell me and I could try to help them out. I just want to be more out there for people. Yeah?
Last question? Ben?
You mentioned that you have some bad habits, and something that is hard with the SAAs, the way it has to be is above reproach, where the SAA can't be violating the same rules that they're enforcing. So do you feel that will become a problem at all, that people will see any extracurriculars that you do and then fight with you oh no, you do this, why can't I?
No.
Okay.
Honestly, just don't. Because I still separate my personal life and the things I do for fun away from APO, and I do my best to enforce this. And I know if I do get SAA this position, I already recognize what I want to work on. I want to do discipline and I want to do my behavior basically. And because in fellowship, I've done fellowship and I recognize that I fixed my organization problems. I truly believe I can honestly improve on these facets of my life by doing SAA. So, yeah.
That was the last question. Motions for another question? 3, 2, 1.